Language of Childhood Friends by C.J. It's Winter on AO3. Chapter 2 Secret Languages Shopping and Spices. Living in the dorms was certainly an experience. Everyone had to get used to sharing their space and their food. You could write your name on food, but someone was bound to miss it and eat it anyways. Shopping was even more of an experience. Most people shopped just for themselves, but sometimes, if the class decided to have a class dinner, two people would be randomly picked to go and get the ingredients, as well as a few basic stuff they all used, like tea, sugar, or any cereals they were low on. It had been a long week of hero classes, filled with practical lessons in the gym and ground beta, as well as exams in their standard lessons such as English and history. It had already been decided that to celebrate getting through the week, Mina's words, although even the most academic of them agreed that it had been a bit much. They were going to have a class night with everyone and Disney movies, so they could watch Todoroki see them for the first time. Saturday morning came and went. Everyone was up. Denki pulled two names from the small box in the kitchen. Katchan and Midoriya. Whoop, boy, I hope the shop survives. Hanta and Todoroki both snorted into their cereals, while the rest of the class 1A sweated dropped at the idea of the two childhood friends having the shop together. For fuck's sake, Pikachu, that is not my name. Well, that's what the paper says so. Denki shrugged as he puts the paper into the discarded box, so the two wouldn't get pulled out again before everyone had to do a group shop. Katsuki grabbed his paper, scowling at the handwriting. Which one of you extras fucking wrote this? He pointed, ignoring Ida's lecture on unhero-like language, glaring around the room. The handwriting didn't belong to the nerd, or one of his idiots, meaning Katsuki had no idea who it could belong to. Meet you by the gates in 20 minutes, Kachan. Yeah, whatever, nerd. Who wrote this? Ijiro pucked the paper out of his hand. Come on, man, just leave it. It was probably Midoriya. Katsuki said nothing, unwilling to admit, even to his friends, that he still recognized Midoriya's handwriting, despite it changing as they both grew up and apart. He huffed, as everyone else left the kitchen. You better get ready, Kachan. You! Bakugou glared at the peppermint hair as it disappeared up the stairs. Thankfully, the shops weren't exactly busy first thing on a Saturday morning, so both teens were hoping that this would be an in-and-out trip. Bakugo folded their losses in half before ripping it down the steam. Let's split up. We got maybe half an hour before this place gets busy, and I'm not waiting in some shitty queue because our classmates wanted a family dinner. Midoriya huffed as he stared at his half of the shopping list. Is there anything your squad wants that's near my aisles? Katsuki hummed slightly as he thought, looking at his own half and mapping out what to get first. Den needs flour for pancake mix, and Han needs more soy sauce. Also, grab spices for Auntie Inko's curry. I was gonna make that soon. Wisely choosing not to mention the lack of nicknames, Izuku nodded and added them to the list in hand. And you? At the green teen's noise of confusion, the blonde scoffed. Do you need anything from my part of the shopping? Oh, Todoroki had the last of Uraraka's soba noodles, so them, and if you pass the sweet aisle, Todoroki ran out of those yesterday, so that'd be good too. With that, the two split up, each aimed with a list and their trolleys to get everything before the shop filled with loud children and grumpy adults doing their weekly shop. Izuku had pretty much done his half when he swung around the next aisle to get Hanta's soy sauce before looking at the section and realizing he had no idea what to get. The idea of trailing around to find his friend, to have him come all the way back, was incredibly unappealing. But the shop was still relatively quiet, so perhaps... Izuku clocked his head to the side before clicking his tongue and humming at the end. What brand do I get for Sero? He figured it was just loud enough for Kachan to hear, unless the other boy was somehow still right at the front of the store. Doesn't matter, just get the shop's own brand. The one-for-all user scanned the shelves before picking up his item and continuing his shop. It wasn't long after Izuku had sent after Hanta that Katsuki realized that he too would have to use their language for shopping of all things. Red Eyes scanned the shelves once more to make sure he hadn't missed what he was looking for, but nope, still sold out. The sweets aren't here. Should I get something else? He rolled his eyes, annoyed at the realization that he actually wanted to get something for the peppermint teen, as he did see them as a friend. Huh? Fuck. He was never letting Todoroki know that. He was broken out of thought when he heard a series of clicks from a couple of aisles down where he was. Fruit pastels, if they have them. The ash blonde grabbed what he needed, and at seeing a crowd enter the store, doubled his pace. It was only on their way back to the dorms that Izuku realized that he never told Kachan what Todoroki would normally have, so how would the blonde know what to look for? Oh my god, Shouta is right. They are friends. Izuku stilled a laugh as they walked through UA gates, holding that information to use against his childhood friend when he needed blackmail. Look, Kachan, you do have emotions. After everything, he, out of all people, had the right to tease the explosive blonde, and he would take full advantage of that. Ah, yes, pancakes tomorrow, Bakusquad. Thanks, Kachan. Denki beamed at his friend as he helped put everything away. Thank you, Midoriya. Oh, no problem. Todoroki? Izuku turned in to see Todoroki squared at the bag of fruit pastels in his hoodie pocket, like he thought someone might steal them. Although, from what he knew of the teen's upbringing, that might be more accurate than he liked. That is a lot of spice. Oh, right, it's from my mom's curry recipe. Izuku passed the bag to Tokoyami for him, and Dark showered to sort through. It's gonna be pretty mild, unfortunately, because they didn't have everything. Mild? The green-haired boy turned to a concerned-looking Uraraka, who was looking at the spices in question. Yeah, but Kachan's still gonna make it, even though we didn't have everything. Izuku beamed at the brunette, completely missing the point that she was trying to make. With what was in front of her, nothing could be mild if all of it was used. However, the mention of Katsuki, the class, as one, looked over to the blonde, blinking as they took in the fact that he was willingly going to cook for Midoriya. Hell yeah, I am. Mild or not, Auntie Inko's curry is fucking amazing. Auntie? The entire class seemed even more confused at this for some reason. We grew up, remember? Midoriya and Bakugou intoned as one, speaking over Izuku's tapping gently on the table. Idiots, honestly. Kachan snorted a laugh into the cereal cardboard, nodding his head slightly, while shaking a smirk, an eye rolling with his oldest friend. So, I completely missed chapter 2 because I don't know how to count. I don't know how to count. Counting is very hard, as somebody in my VC right now is telling me. I'm in a VC while I recorded this whole thing, which, by the way, very chaotic. Imagine trying to sit here and read and say it properly when you have like 4 voices talking about the IKEA game on Roblox. Very fun. Very interesting to do. I'm hearing them giggle right now. But yeah, sorry, that was my bad. Here's the chapter. I don't really have any notes on it other than Todoroki and Bakugou being friends. Love that. Headcanon that. Talking about that, I need to post that one Tumblr post. So, yeah. As always, my raindrops, make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds. Have a wonderful day or night. Link to my Discord server and socials are down in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content. And thank you so much for watching.